In 3, 2, I got like the iCarly intro. Freddie from iCarly.
My
Hi.
sister's Freddie right now.
Give us the 3, 2.
Do it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
Welcome back to Redacted with
Leila Lewis.
Lydia Love, and we are so happy to be here once again. 1 week without you is too fucking long.
I agree. I wish we could see each other enough where we could just release an episode every day, but that's
Every
a lot
single
of
day.
work.
It's just the Lydia and Layla talking show.
I freaking wish.
Um,
We've got a great episode.
we have a really good
For you
episode.
all.
Okay, guys, I will leave this in. We just got locked out of the home.
And we had to call I don't know, her door is like really sticky and sometimes it gets locked, but I honestly feel like one of the dogs accidentally hit the lock and locked us out because you can feel like when it's not working and when you're actually literally locked out. So we just had to call a locksmith.
And it was really weird, like God, I'm just having a fucking week, guys.
For real. She spilled her coffee earlier.
I spilled my coffee.
We get
all over
locked out of the house. What the? Who is, honestly, I feel like somebody has you cursed. You need to do one of those like juju, like relieving, you know, where you like crack an egg in the water and get that shit, all that negative energy. Somebody's literally cursing you.
I've been reading the Bible all week.
Yeah, but like Jesus shit is not the same as like the real like old school like those
what
like
did I do?
energy.
Okay, listen. Do you want to know something?
You should do Reiki where they pluck in all the bad energy. Do you ever watch that ASMR where it's like Reiki? I love.
They pulled it
yes.
off. They like literally pull it off. It's so
oh, it's so good, dude. So good.
I do not watch ASMR. I hate it.
You don't like that?
Hell no. But I genuinely, okay, this is what I always say. When bad things happen to me, and I know this is going to sound like self-loathing, but when bad things happen to me, it's genuinely like, all right, I got my karma. I just like re-upped on my karma. Like
what are you doing realistically that's that bad? Besides the obvious.
I am like not always the greatest.
But you're such a good person despite like
my issues.
Yeah. But everybody has their own issues.
Yeah, but
like
I just
nobody's
feel like,
perfect.
I'm like, oh, I spilled my coffee and got locked out of the house. It's because I did a threesome.
No, I think
I don't know.
That's
not why, but you know what I mean.
Honestly, I think it's just like when shit is hitting you, it hits you hard.
It hits you hard, and life tries to break you,
and then it
always bounce the fuck back.
It affects every aspect of your life.
Oh my God.
And then finally, when you come out of it, you're like the baddest bitch alive.
And I just hope that, I know I'm going to come out the baddest bitch alive, but this season of life right now is
a hard one.
So fucked for me. Like I was talking to my friend today and he's like, what are you doing today? I was like, honestly, 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. I'm scheduled to suffer.
It's just,
and guess what today has been?
Group crying starts in 5, guys.
Literally. And group jerking off starts in 5 as well.
And group sharding.
Stop.
Shout out to Geeb.
Oh yeah, I gotta call and get this computer unlocked. Hold on, I'm so sorry.
We're going.
I know.
Though.
I just like.
I hate that
If he doesn't change his God forsaken.
It is time once again for our favorite segment of the show called Silly Little Funky Doodle Dandy Subreddits that we are going on a journey with this week. Do you want to go first?
I'll go first. Yeah.
You're pulling out
I got a good one.
The silly little ones.
I got a good one. This one is called r/honeyfuckers.
Huh?
Okay. And as someone who personally understands why the lady in the Bee movie fucked the bee. Did she fuck the bee?
Oh,
no, but she fell in love with him. She fell in love. I understand, because if a bee was emotionally available, I would fuck it as well.
Hold on. What? Did you just like a real live living? What would it fuck you with? Its stinger?
Just listen. If a little bee
did the guy in the Bee movie have a dick? Do we know? Put in the comments.
My sister says no. Why do you say no?
Did they fuck?
In the movie, they just fell in love and it became like
Boo.
like they were in love.
They just fell in love.
They didn't obviously fuck, like, because bees
They were fucking.
They were fucking.
He was eating her out.
For sure.
He was sucking her toes.
Listen.
And just...
listen, I have not eaten honey since I watched the Bee Movie. I watched it
Wait, you've seen it? I'm shocked that you've seen the Bee Movie.
The first time that I ever...
I've never seen it.
The first time that I ever took a first class flight, I watched the Bee Movie and Brokeback Mountain, and those are my 2 favorite movies.
Oh, we know you love Brokeback Mountain.
And I cannot believe that Heath Ledger is dead.
She found that out literally 3 months ago. Like, while we were in Europe, she found out we were watching Brokeback Mountain. She was like, oh my God, this is one of my favorite movies. And I was like,
I love it.
I was like, oh yeah, it's so sad. Heath Ledger's so hot and he died. He was in the part of the 27 Club. She was like, what?
Heath Ledger is dead? Like,
one of the sexiest men
I'm
ever.
about to start crying right now.
Okay, let's change topics.
Like,
he's incredible.
I love him. That movie is so fucking beautiful.
Why does God give its sexiest soldiers some of the toughest battles?
I just wish that...
She's literally tearing up right now.
I just wish that they could have just been in love freely. I know. It just makes me
He
so
really
sad.
deserved the world. Anyways,
so there's people
I love gay people.
There's people that want to fuck bees. And I'm one of them.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you a little something later when we get to our fetish segment. But
so there is this thing, and it
what's
says
it called again?
r/honeyfuckers. There's 82 honeyfuckers and lurkers online right now. 50,000 people are members.
50,000?
A place for people who like bees a lot. And the rules are it's bee friendly, no bee shaming, source when possible. Yeah, whatever, all the typical ones. And it is people who want to fuck bees. And it's like, look at this. It's a
look at that Venus.
It's a
that's a thick, veiny, girthy Venus.
That is Venus Master. Okay, so I took a screenshot of one that I saw the other day. The one that really got me. Well, this one is like, was messing around with Bing.ai. And it
has tits.
It's like a bee with tits. But this one got me crazy. Tits. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm out for dinner and the waitress has a bee-themed headband. I'm gonna implode. She's really cute. She's petite and has a few piercings. She's wearing this black and yellow bee headband with a fake antenna on it, and I'm gonna lose it. Good vibes. Do
you need some coffee, sweetie?
I do.
We need to get mommy her espresso shot.
Look at this giant bussy.
What is it eating? Cock? It's eating cock.
That's my story. It's just people that sexualize bees. And like, yeah, honestly, look at this one.
Oh God. You know what it is? I feel like it's
understand.
people like they're sexualizing their fear. Like they were probably scared of bees and then one time they got a boner. That is the biggest pair of tits that I've ever seen.
I just personally...
Oh, that's cute. Wait, that's actually so cute. It's a picture of a bee.
I'm screenshotting it.
And it says, be happy, in parentheses it says, not horny.
I personally think that I think that furries and stuff are cool.
Oh, she loves the weirdo shit. Not that I'm not kink shaming at all because I love a weirdo. But it's like not the typical... it's not the norm in the kink world, but it's fascinating.
Here's the thing though, like, it's not like I'm jerking off to furries, but like, okay, say I had a sub or something who wanted to like pretend to be a dog and like live in a cage in my living room sometimes, and like I'd just be like, okay, cool, do your thing.
It's just like, if that makes you happy,
like,
do it. Wait, I want to, before we like really dive into some of the crazier stuff, let me do
I need to know yours.
my Reddit sub of the week. My Reddit sub of the week is called frotting.
Why does this sound familiar?
So this is something, I don't know why I've been watching a lot of gay porn lately. Like men. I'm just a gay man. I just love cock. And
and what's better than two?
Do you know what it is actually? Oh, absolutely. 2 is better than 1. And for me, I have a fan on OnlyFans that is really into futanari, where I told you about this. It's basically, futanari is like the Japanese word for, I think it's like transvestite. But it's basically...
Is that word problematic? I'm genuinely asking because I don't know.
I think it's outdated.
Okay.
But there's like the specific word transvestite is not like transgender, where you are questioning your gender identity. I think transvestite is like you have a dick and a vagina.
Wait, what? You have a dick and a vagina?
Yes. So that's what the term futanari.
Wait, so when people are calling like trans women like transvestite, that is them like shaming them basically, right? It's like fucked up, right? Or
I mean,
this is probably above me. You know
I
what?
don't
We
know.
should probably like talk to someone that has actual.
Personally, yeah. I'm. This is just my understanding.
Okay. Yeah, we're not speaking for any communities as a whole. We're literally just girls.
We're just. This is just what I'm assuming that this is.
Okay.
So, futanari is like I get these. I have this one fan on OnlyFans that requests a lot of futanari content for me, and he mostly just likes the dick aspect of it.
Okay.
But sometimes like I'll get people that like it that are like, I want to see your pussy too. And then also think about you having a dick. And so I was really into that for a while, like watching that kind of porn because it like genuinely turned me on, like having a dick and a vagina and like having both things stimulated at the same time. I'm like, that's really hot.
Wow.
So I think when I started doing that, I was like, oh, and like starting to like top people with strap-ons. I'm like, I kind of am, because I would get turned on from strapping people. I'm like, my brain equates pleasure with having a dick now. So when I used to like only really like to watch porn when there's like a vagina involved because that's what I have. But now that my brain is like, oh, we know what it's like to have a dick feel good too. I'm like, I love seeing dicks get hard and get fucked and fucking and all that stuff. So frotting is when there's two penises and it's kind of like the side by side version of docking, like what we talked about last week, where docking is like head on collision.
Okay.
Frotting is like side by side, they're hugging and loving each other. And it's like, there's where if you're standing right in front of each other and your dicks are like this, you kind of put your hands together and you can like
jerk off together?
Yes.
I need a visual.
Okay. I'll get one for you. So a lot of frotting content is like with trans women, which is so hot. But here's one that I like.
Okay, I have seen this before.
Especially when they're uncut.
Wow.
Love.
So sweet. They're just kissing.
So like stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And like watching them come at the same time.
At the same time?
Yeah. Yeah.
At the same damn time.
Yeah, dude. So like, oh. Wait. Let me find you my favorite one.
I love how mine.
I have a bunch of bookmarks.
Mine are like fucking insane and unhinged, and yours are
and
like
mine are like genuinely horny. Because that's the fun of Reddit is that there are some crazy ones, which I'm sure some people might find honey fuckers to turn them on. However, like, oh, dude, look at that.
Oh, they're in love.
Yeah.
Just guys being dudes.
And then this guy, that's not technically frotting, but he's just like humping his pillow. So I guess it's like the friction between dicks.
Okay, I like that.
Oh, wait, this one. That's so hot, dude. Okay, I need to stop being horny.
I like it. I'm like, I will be investigating later. I will be investigating this topic.
We're gonna do some hands-on research later.
Yeah.
This evening
for science, of course.
So speaking of crazy things that people are into, I think that we should talk about some of the craziest like fetish and custom requests that we've dealt with, whether it's on OnlyFans getting like custom video requests or like fetish requests on Sex Panther, which is definitely where I've come across some of my most interesting
freaks
encounters.
By the way, if anyone wants a referral link, hit me up. I'll
Absolutely.
give you advice.
So one that you put on the list was this client on Sex Panther that a few of my friends have witnessed me chatting with this person.
Yeah.
And they are into something that we all know and love. I can't understand.
I just licked
your
the mic on it.
Accent. Farting fetish.
But not just like casual farting.
No, not just like a little here and there. Like, like the big boys.
R.I.P. headphone users.
R.I.P. headphone users. So I talked to this person on and off, and they like the really nasty, thorough, dirty talk. Let me pull it up.
Okay,
and
can I say a little bit about this?
Absolutely.
Some backstory. Can I talk about the YouTube aspect of it, or should we wait?
Well,
you go.
Should we?
What?
I don't know.
I think it makes it really funny, but we don't have to. I think it's hilarious.
Let's just fucking say it.
Okay. So,
let me just preface by saying when I get fart clients, it's rare, and I used to be really like shy about it and not want to do it. So I'm like, ew, farting's gross. I'm sexy. But like that's where the money is, girl.
I'm still like,
it's
I don't
money.
fart. I'm sexy.
You're so funny. But like, especially with like BBWs, there's just something which is like a lot to unpack where they're like, I want fat girl farts.
Good for them.
I'm gonna take your money and I'm gonna give it to you, baby.
You might as well.
Let me find his.
So I just remember like we were driving one day or something, and he's texting you and he's like, baby, I want one of these big, huge, juicy farts. And I just have the little idea of why don't, because she can't really fart on command like that, but a bag is a bag, and there was a bag to be had. So we decided that I was going to go on YouTube, and I found a fart compilation video of this crazy ass fart, and we sent them to him to unlock.
Because typically, like when I'm at home and I get fart requests, like it's really hard to fart on command unless you're like already really gassy.
Yeah.
And most of the time, like when they want real authentic farts, I'll take a douche, like what you would like the syringe enema that I used to like clean up my ass for anal. And I just like wouldn't put water in it. I just have air in it, and I would shoot that into my ass, and then obviously it would have to come out. So I would record the farts that way. But we were just like driving around town going shopping or something, and I was like, oh, this guy.
And we didn't have an enema on deck.
Exactly.
But listen, here's my theory too. If someone wants to say, wow, you sold him fake farts, he was seeking out a fantasy, and we gave him
I provided.
We gave him a fantasy, but the way that I was texting him was
I'm gonna read him.
Fucking funny. Go ahead.
And he ate every single thing of this up.
He got what he wanted, what he paid for, and more.
So here's an example of a message that he would send me on occasion. Hey, baby, I've missed you so much, especially that perfect farting ass smothering me. Do you have any farts for me? I promise to be a good little hole licker. I'll fuck that juicy pussy real good after. Hard enough to have my fat, heavy balls slap your clit with every hard back shot. And so here comes,
because of YouTube terms of service, we're gonna have to like
just beep, 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 beep. Every time I beep, my heart beep. So I'm driving, and Lydia's responding. She goes, sounds good. I miss you too, little booty licker. I've been farting up a storm today. I was in my Uber, and the driver said, did you cook something yummy today? It has to be all the broccoli I've been eating.
I love creative writing.
And he goes, fuck me, with like 100 Ks in use. Fuck me, baby. Little booty licker made my cock twitch so bad. That's so fucking yummy. Please come blow them on my face and on my cock and balls while I pound your pretty pink hole.
Wait, can you play the fart audio?
Oh, let me find it. Where's the one? Oh.
Read all of it if you want.
So, you go, okay, I'm gonna fart them all over. I'll blow a fat one right on your balls. You'll smell it for weeks. It'll send ripples all over your body. And he's like loving it. He's like, oh my God, I'm throbbing. Like, send that shit up my nose. And I'm gonna feel it on my tongue. She goes, everyone will feel it because it'll cause the San Andreas fault to crack apart with the sheer power of my fart on your balls from my perfect asshole. So, sometimes when people message me on Sex Panther, usually it's me, but sometimes it'll be Lydia.
Sometimes it's Lydia Love.
I have a big one. He's like, blast them all over me, baby. She goes, I have a big one, baby, for you. Are you ready? It's going to be so loud. I want you to imagine how it feels over your cock.
So my sister is dying. Okay, imagine that coming out of Leila.
just He goes, I just put my speaker up to my nose and it felt so real. So that's just, and then I sent like back to back ones.
Play another one. Another one.
Why are farts so funny?
Because we're fucking 5. What? Look at my sister's face.
Scarred for life. So that's probably one of the most interesting ones that I've had. There was so you brought up bees and honey fucking earlier,
Yeah.
and that reminded me of a sweet little fan that I had at one point who had a Winnie the Pooh fetish.
I forgot about that. Talk about it.
Do you remember?
Speak on it. I do.
Where he would tell me, and I was so intrigued by this. Like, I asked him to explain it to me. So he would order custom photo sets of me wearing like Winnie the Pooh's outfit, like red and yellow, and have like my belly out, like just a shirt on and my belly and no pants. But I think
that's kind of a look. Like Winnie the Pooh is kind of slaying with a little belly showing.
Totally. Yeah. Like if you like bellies and you equate that with like your fetish, like I totally get it. And he was just telling me like, because I asked him, like he was a fan of mine for a while. And I was like, I'm genuinely curious, like not shaming at all, but where did this come from? And he was like, I just remember like growing up and like starting to like hit puberty and like get boners and stuff. And I remember like watching Winnie the Pooh, and it just like for some reason made me horny. And like him like eating the honey and being all like messy and covered in, I'm like, that is so crazy. Like, yeah, it's just fascinating, the things that
the human mind.
Yeah, the psychology of it all.
I love it.
It's fascinating.
I think it's fucking dope. And I think that the reason why I'm so happy going from like, I mean, I still do it, but like, oh, let me, play with myself for you guys on cam. I still do it. But I love exploring kink and doing femdom and doing all of this because, like, that's fucking dope. Because I'm sure if he met a random girl on the street and told her that, she'd be like, oh my God, guys, this guy, he's so fucking weird. Meanwhile, we're like, wow.
Like, yes, tell me so more. That's amazing.
And you'll cater to it.
Exactly.
How fucking cool is that?
How fucking cool are sex workers that people can come to us and explore their sexualities and not feel judged, and get to be open with like what makes you horny, even if it's considered weird and not normal. And that's the best place to do it. Explore with sex workers. Like,
exactly, because like another thing is, in vanilla relationships, like if your partner's not into something, you don't want to project your things onto them and be like, you have to be exactly this fantasy for me. And I think that having mutual kinks and things like that really does like, I don't know, curate a really great relationship.
For sure.
But there's sometimes where that's just not a reality for some people. They're married with 5 kids and they discover that they want to be pegged.
Absolutely.
Like there's things like that. And so it's really nice that there is this outlet where it's like, hey, it's transactional. You're not hurting anyone. This is consensual and you're exploring a part of yourself and you're feeling accepted for it. And I just think that's like so beautiful.
Agreed. Couldn't have said it better myself.
I'm on one today. I'm just like
eloquent.
Let me rant today.
I love that. Do you have any crazy custom requests or like
so many
any like experiences that you've had maybe with femdom?
Yeah, I mean,
or
there's
just camming?
one. Something just popped in my head.
Okay.
And when I had a little like Halloween get together, and it was people who were not in the industry at all. It was like all music people.
Yeah.
But somehow Reddit got brought up, and they were talking about like this subreddit called Cum Jar, where people save jars of their cum. Anyways, besides the point.
It's like the piss drawer.
I don't even want to know what that is. What is the piss drawer?
It's like a meme that somebody's like, when your mom comes in to clean your room and she opens it and finds your piss drawer. What? Or like your girlfriend comes into your room and finds your piss drawer and they open the drawer and piss. Just
no.
I don't know I don't know.
Hey, do you know when my sister, for like years, she had this bracelet that she would wear around everyone, family members, everywhere. And it said piss baby on it.
My best friend made it for me the first time we got
Of course. Together. Honestly, that's something that I would have done in my younger years.
She made it for piss drawer. Okay, anyways, I'm done.
I'm done.
So we were talking about Reddits, and I oh my God, fuck, I'm losing. Oh, I started telling them just about like different subreddits that I know about and whatever. And somehow it led to this cam show. Well, first of all, what the fuck is it called? What's that subreddit where people suck their own dick? Self-suck. I was telling them about,
Oh, yeah.
we can cut this out and make it more cohesive, but I found this subreddit called Self-suck. I think that's kind of dope, you know?
Flexible ass men.
Yeah, kind of
sucking on their wieners.
kind of cool. Anyways.
Kind of hot.
So I'm like, you know what? I'll do you one better. One time I was on cam and this guy said, do you want to see something you've never seen before? And I said,
yes,
absolutely. He takes his dick, bends it back behind, and he puts his own dick inside of his own asshole and he fucks his own ass.
Hot. Hot.
I'm going to be honest. I haven't stopped thinking about him. And if you're out there, I'm
Call
available
me.
and I would like to hear from you and I'll pay you. No,
we won't. But
it was on Cam Soda, which is like not even like a kinky site.
I'm shocked.
It was. I know. It was on Cam Soda. This man fucked his own ass. Like, and I'm telling you, he was like, like just tucked it under. Like, I think that made
was it. He had a big dick. Yeah.
Yeah, he just underneath, as if he just went.
It's
underneath.
like the logistics of that. You have to be hard enough to fit a dick in your ass.
I was telling this story to a group of men, and they were like, "How?" And I was like, "Something out there is like somehow he's flexible in that way. He fucked his own ass."
Well, that's like that male performer Pierce Paris. Do you know who that is? Where he like does all those crazy shit.
He's a little cutie, right? Does he do gay stuff?
Yeah.
And he's bi?
Yeah.
I feel like
But he doesn't fuck women on camera.
I think I know.
Unless he's getting pegged.
I think we're mutuals, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, he like has stuck his own, and Tommy Pistol does this too, where he like sticks his balls in his ass. Or like he fucks like I've seen Tommy Pistol like fuck a woman's vagina with his balls. Like
what?
Puts them in her pussy. He's the goat. Honestly, I need to fuck him.
What?
Anyways, but like, what's like? This isn't something that you've. Oh yeah, okay. I guess you have. It was on Cam Soda.
Yeah, but like things that like I have facilitated,
like a fetish or something.
I really, my brain is so fucked because like, or maybe I'm just jaded because when I think about like crazy kinks and stuff, like nothing really is crazy or shocking to me, but to the average human, they're like, what the hell?
Like to us, like, yeah, nothing is that outlandish anymore.
No. And like, I mean, like maybe one time, like the guy that made me like beat the shit out of a birthday cake because like he hated his birthdays. Like he said that every year he had a terrible birthday. Like he said growing up he had awful birthdays, and like he said he cried every birthday. Me too, sweetie, relatable. But he was like, I've never had a good birthday. Fuck birthdays. Like I just want to jerk off and just relax. And so he was like, I want you to go, and I want you to go to like a grocery store and get that typical birthday cake.
The like grocery store
typical birthday cake. So I get one. It's like a sheet cake. I think that's what it's called. And he's like, I want you for 20 minutes to beat the living hell out of this birthday cake. Not sit on it like the typical cake setting, because I've done that too. He wanted me to beat this birthday cake. So I'm like punching it, and I'm like, fuck birthdays, fuck your birthday, fuck you, like fuck birthdays.
That's amazing.
And I'm just like, elbow.
And he's
Stone Cold Steve Austin, this fucking Steve Austin eating this fucking birthday cake. I'm just like, like beating the shit out of it. Literally 20 minutes. And I know people are probably like, haha, that's so cool. How do you fight a birthday cake?
That's a lot of manual labor too.
Well, it was great. It felt like a little workout. But anyways, just.
And he was, and that was turning him on and making him horny.
Oh, yeah. He said he was like, I'm saving this for the rest of my life. Every birthday I will jerk off to this. He said it was the best birthday ever. He said like he wished he could have seen it in person. Like he said that it was like, he said this was oddly healing.
Wow.
And I was like, honestly, me fucking too, because I told someone a story the other day. I'm like getting off topic, but this is about birthdays. Oh my God, this is kind of deep, but it kind of goes into kink. So as you guys know, I'm a switch. Like I love femdom, but I'm baby girl.
We've all got the switch inside of us.
And so I was having a conversation with this person the other day, and this just came up in conversation. But I said, Yeah, like something fucked up about my like childhood and kind of like my teenage years is that every year around my birthday, especially my teenage years, like the last few like years that I was still living in home, I would get in trouble and I would get grounded each year around my birthday, and so that my mom would have to do nothing for my birthday. So she would ground me. And then she would be like, we're doing nothing for your birthday. You're not getting any gifts. Like, you're grounded. And I was talking to this guy, and he was like, wow, it makes sense why you like being told that you deserve nothing in bed. And I was like, whoa.
Damn.
Whoa there.
Okay.
You did not need to psychoanalyze me like
close
that,
to home.
but you're probably correct.
Yeah. That makes so much sense, honestly.
You're probably
Where
correct.
I'm like, I literally was traumatized for being neglected growing up, where I want people to tell me that I'm worthless and I don't deserve.
But here's the thing.
Even though I know that they love me.
And also, I will say, there's people that have kinks that have nothing to, like,
100%.
But I will say that, like, I think that's really beautiful because it makes sense because, like, kink and stuff is just controlling the circumstance.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, for sure. So at that time, I was really sad and upset because I had something taken from me that I didn't, like, want taken from me. Clearly, I was told that I just didn't deserve something that I obviously wanted. But now I'm in a setting where I trust this person, they're safe, and they would go above and beyond to meet my needs. But in this moment, they're telling me that I deserve nothing, and I think that's fucking beautiful.
So hot.
And I love it.
I love kink.
I love it.
I really do.
I love it. And I'm horny now.
So speaking of some really...
Yeah, do you have one? Do you want to?
Well, I did one already.
Okay.
Like, but yeah, to kind of segue into, after speaking about some kink stuff and, hardcore shit, we like we said, we're switches.
Yeah.
We love being mommy and goddess and all that. And also having experience as submissives, a big topic within the kink community is aftercare.
Aftercare.
Which is so important because... And it can also be tailored to literally whatever you want. Like what you need, it's the care after a scene. Whether that's like online. I know sometimes people like having aftercare when you're doing online kink stuff. Or if you're just doing it in your personal life. Aftercare is always something that you have to negotiate before, or you can bring it up after, being like, hey, usually I would suggest bringing it up beforehand with somebody being like, hi, if we're going to do this and that, this is what I typically enjoy for aftercare. And if they agree, great, that's going to be part of the whole experience. And if they say no, then they're probably not the person that you want to be engaging in this kind of activities with. So
absolutely.
What did you want to say?
I wanted to say, like, the reason why I started thinking about aftercare is because I had a conversation with this person the other day. I'm not saying who. And they said, what is good? This is what they messaged me. They said, what is good aftercare for you? What makes you feel protected and safe and loved? I need to know, and I want them in the open so that when I do or say them, I'm intentionally showing you protection and safety and love. I really want to degrade you, like be really mean, but I need to know a way to know how often or how you will tell me that you need to be babied. You already have. I just want a conversation about it. The foundation of love will always be there, even while I dehumanize you and reduce you to nothing but a toy for me to use.
Oh, I love that.
And I had a struggle because I always say, oh, love aftercare, love aftercare. I really never put into words what aftercare even is for me. And I have settled for a lot of situations where I settled for no aftercare. I settled for, we do some things and you just get up and, oh, you're tired and you don't want to cuddle.
Let's just go to bed, or like, oh, we're going to go shower and not touch each other. And that can be really hurtful a lot of times. Like, you've just done this really... Especially as a submissive, if you've engaged in some really intense play, whether that's like physically intense where you're receiving impact or, you're being degraded and humiliated really hard. Like, those are obviously they're sexy and they turn us on a lot of the times. But afterwards, you're like, hey, that was really intense. I want to be reassured that you care about me and that you respect me as a human being. And, if they're an intimate partner, that you love me and all of that stuff that makes us feel like we're people and not just pieces of meat. And that can kind of bring us back to reality and like
ease us
out of subspace and back to the real world in a gentle little way.
I want to hear the same answer from I want to ask you the same question, but what my answer was, because I had no idea, and I'm still think I'm actually, this is like, it's good that we're talking about this, and it's good that I'm like thinking about it. But I said, obviously, you know, when we're physically intimate, aftercare will consist of physical acts. I can talk about what I like in terms of that, but a big part of what good aftercare is for me is mental. Being reassured that I did a good job or that I did enough is really important to me, because there can be times where I doubt myself and I think I could have done more or I could have gone further, because I know how I am and I'd always want to do the absolute most for someone's pleasure. And telling me that I was good for you and did everything that you needed makes me feel really good. After being in a submissive headspace, when I get the desire to be babied, my brain says, okay, I need to hear that I'm safe and loved. Even if I know that that's at the core of all of our interactions, hearing it after is really powerful for me, and it just like reaffirms it deeper for me. So like if someone asked you like, okay, in simple terms, what is aftercare for you? Like, what would you say like your big parts of it are? Like, what is your ideal aftercare?
I just want to say I'm so proud of you for articulating that.
It was really hard for me, and it took me all day.
Totally. Because I know you as a person, like you love the words of affirmation.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Totally.
It was hard for me. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. Proud of you, girl.
Yeah.
For me personally, I think it depends on the situation and like my relationship with the person. Mm-hmm. So when I'm with, let's say I'm just shooting porn.
Yeah.
For the most part, when I'm in a professional headspace mm-hmm. when I'm shooting porn. So a lot of times I don't really require a lot of aftercare. I usually like to, obviously, like we'll negotiate our do's and don'ts beforehand. Mm-hmm. And most of the time I'm like, hey, because I'm not really getting into that headspace that intensely because this is a work setting, I don't require that much aftercare. So I'm like, hey, let's just,
That's good. There's like a mental separation.
Absolutely. Like maybe we'll have a conversation afterwards, mm-hmm. like, oh, that was so fun. I really enjoyed this and that. Let's just talk about the scene a little mm-hmm. bit. Like, oh, we're so excited to put this out. Stuff like that, where it's just very like low stakes. Like I don't really, unless I like really, really vibe with them and mm-hmm. maybe it'll progress a little bit more and we'll do some more, like I'll feel more comfortable maybe doing a little more intense stuff with them in that scene. Whereas then like maybe we'll cuddle a little bit or we'll just have like a nice little conversation after we shoot. Hold on, I'm going to fix my headphones.
Okay.
They keep falling off my head.
Also, just a heads up, guys, if you're watching the visual version, this computer is hacked, and I've seen, like, balloons pop up and, like, a thumbs up pop up. I don't know what's going on, so we're not intending that if you see that in the edit.
Does it go in the video?
Yeah.
Oh.
In like, one of our YouTube posts, there's definitely a couple thumbs up.
What the?
We didn't do it.
It's a ghost.
Yeah.
So when it comes to aftercare in my personal life, mm-hmm. I would say I really enjoy like words of affirmation for sure. Mm-hmm. But I'm huge on physical touch. I need like once we've kind of cooled down a little bit because I get really hot. Mm-hmm. I'm like I need maybe like a little bit of space immediately, but I do still like to be touching them. Like one situation where this was recently with a person that I'm involved with, we did some like really intense like anal. And he went to go like clean off a little bit, and all of a sudden I was like, I'm crying. And so, but I was so physically hot afterwards because I just got the absolute shit fucked out of me that I was like, I just need to hold your hand while you sit over there. And he was just telling me like, you did so good, you're okay, like everything's fine, I'm right here, like stuff like that. Where
I'm gonna cry right now. I'm so proud of you for like also opening yourself up to being willing to explore that. Dude, like after like just past experiences, like that's so brave of you, so strong of you. The fact that like someone made you feel safe enough to, because I know that you love that shit.
Yeah.
But it's not always available in that way, like in a safe way like that. So I'm really proud of you. Don't cry, but I'm really proud of you.
Like as somebody that's I've had a lot of, we talked about this in I think our first episode. Mm-hmm. Just not having good kink experiences with men, and I'm so lucky that I have found a couple of men in my life that are just, they're so caring and they genuinely just like want me to feel safe.
Yep.
And that is so healing, being able to like do kink stuff with them. And it's just,
I'm about to cry.
I just stopped. Literally, you had me tearing up for a second.
I'm like, yeah.
Well, as somebody who's had situations and been in situations where I do not feel safe or they've pushed my boundaries mm-hmm. in a kink setting, which is assault, by the way. to have these experiences with people that genuinely like know what they're doing and they make you feel safe and cared for and loved and just like the utmost respect for you is so healing. And I'm so lucky that I have a couple people in my life that I'm able to do that with, because kink is really like, subspace is essentially like a trauma response where you go to this place, like there's different, like your brain has different chemicals going through it than like just your average state of being, and things can get really intense. It can be really emotional. Like I said, I sometimes I get fucked so hard that I cry, or we do like a lot of the times when I would do impact play, I would be like, I need a release. Like, please just beat me so hard that I cry. And that is not to be taken lightly.
At all.
Like,
at all.
You to be in a dominant position, and even for us, like you need a certain amount of knowledge and like experience. And I tell everybody, like especially men that want to be dominants, I'm like, please take a class. Like go get educated, because this stuff is it's not easy. And it can cause a lot of harm if you do it the wrong way.
Yep. And I think personally that like us, and it's not a requirement to be a switch to be a good dom, but like I think that our submissive sides and us understanding what that's like has really helped us explore our dominance, because like, yeah, I know what to be careful with. I know what to be sensitive with. I know what it feels like to be hopelessly submissive for someone.
100%. And that's why, like, when I first started getting into like a more dominant headspace and doing femdom, I was like, what approach do I want to take this? Because I feel like in my experience, like a lot of the submissive men that I encounter, they don't really care about aftercare. It's not about the full.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
The full thing, like we as women require. I think maybe
in person.
Yes,
femdom
definitely.
I've done in person.
In person for sure. There has to be some, like you have to negotiate aftercare.
What I was gonna say is that, like, I think I might have said this on the podcast before, but like, online femdom is inherently sub focused, because the subs are seeking out a specific experience and we are providing that experience. Now, there are certain things, like, for example, femdom, a lot of the interactions that I have, it's them saying, what do you need? I'm giving it to you. Okay, that's not really sub need centered, you know? But if someone's coming to me and says, I want this exact experience, I'm giving them that exact experience, it's drastically different from the femdom that I've done in my personal life, not on camera. And so I feel like that also might play into like why aftercare isn't really needed in that setting, I guess, because they are controlling so much of it. But 100%. Also, like, as a dom online, like you're not really responsible for like babying them for like hours after an online femdom session, unless it's what you guys negotiate. Like, hey, I'm paying you to, you know, cam with me for 3 hours and I want 30 minutes of this to be at the end. You're going to say nice things to me. And, you know, but
typically that's what it is, where if they do want aftercare, they'll state that before you
because
start.
they're in control of the scene, which of course subs are always in control of the scene. But like, you know what you know. There's
give and take in both positions. Yeah. So, but yeah, like from my experience doing online femdom is like a lot of the times when I'll do sessions, just, you know, chatting with them and them sending me money or, you know, whatever it is, like on Sex Panther, typically when they're done, they'll just leave. Like,
they go.
They are just, I'm a head out.
On Stream8, the door slam sound.
Yes. That sound is ingrained in my mind.
They just like eat their own cum and then hang up.
Exactly. They're like, well, that's it. Do you remember that guy that was on the toilet?
Oh, yeah.
On Stream8?
He loved us, and he was a sweetie.
I know.
And there was like, someone knocked on the door, and he said, I'm pooping.
We were in exclusive with this guy on Stream8, and he's like jerking off in the bathroom, and then one of his family members knocks on the bathroom door. He goes, I'm pooping.
I love him. And he came back again like later. There's one more thing I want to say on this topic, is that actually I'll save the full rant, because I want to talk about a really fucked up experience that I had in person with a sub. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
My chest is tight. I literally got anxiety just saying it.
Dude, I know, same. I literally was about to have a panic attack earlier. We're just anxious girls.
Woo, but my heart is beating fast. I do want to say that there are situations where doms need some sort of aftercare as well. And for me, the aftercare can actually be providing aftercare to someone.
Yeah.
Because I'm being told, that I'm reaffirming that they're safe and they feel loved. And, so it makes me feel like, okay, I didn't hurt someone. They wanted that.
Absolutely.
So there is that give and take of that. But if you do an intense scene with someone and they aftercare the shit out of you and then you just go, sometimes doms need to be checked in with as well. Sometimes it's emotionally vulnerable for them as well. And sometimes they need reassurance back. And if you take advantage of that and you just only focus on your own needs and your own experience, I think that's really fucked up.
And I don't
Doms can only be so fucking strong.
Absolutely. And that's not real submission. Like it's an even playing field. It's mutual pleasure. And
I was absolutely a kink dispenser.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's super valid. Like I've seen this happen loads of times in the past. Like dom drop is very real.
And I didn't know it was. I felt fucking bad about it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm fucked up and I'm not a real dom, and what the hell am I doing? Because I feel like I need to be taken care of after this scene. And it's like, that's not fucking true. It's emotional for me as well. Like, I'm having my own lived experience, and I pay attention to the sub, and what I'm talking about was really intense. I'll talk about it maybe in a future episode when I'm less fucking traumatized. Maybe I'll talk about it with my therapist first, but just had to throw that in there.
Probably a good idea.
Pam and Doug, where are you at?
Oh, we love them.
Yeah.
So, speaking of kink, shall we talk about a little event that I went to that unfortunately you could not come to because you were sick and dying?
Sick as hell. It felt like the last 3 weeks I would feel better for like one day, then get re-sick.
So there's this event in LA every year called Torture Garden, where if you're unfamiliar what Torture Garden is, it's basically this huge kink fest where they rent out one of the theaters in downtown LA and they put on...
Was that the same location?
It was at the Globe Theater?
That's where it was a couple years ago.
Yeah, it was the same one. So it's this big kink fest where there's performers and there's, a fashion show, and there's like a playroom downstairs where you can go and get your ass beat if you want. And, they do up the whole theater, and there's like the craziest shit on stage. Like some of the performances they have burlesque dancers, they have, pole dancers that pull flames out of their butt cracks and, light their shoes on fire. And, they have...
did they do the suspension?
They did. So there's...
I'm sorry, guys, not kink shaming, but
it's intense. It's really intense. This thing, there's a type of suspension called hook suspension, where essentially these people get hooks put into their backs, like pierced through their skin. And this is like, you have to be a very knowledgeable person in order to do the hooking. And
I did the hooking, and I don't have any knowledge. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
This is a little bit different than that, I would say. There's two different types of hooking. So hook suspension, they get stabbed and these hooks go through their skin, and they hoist you up into the air, and these people like spin around and do little routines. And
why are you nodding your head? Do you know about this?
Yes, I've watched videos of them doing it. Like,
people just go and do it out in like the trees.
Though, but just like I've seen just people like doing it like on TikTok.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts of this?
I think that it looks extremely painful, and
Yeah.
they literally do talk about how sometimes their skin will like literally rip, and they have to get stitches.
Yeah.
While they're there and stuff.
It's
And
rare, but
there's
it
a whole
happens.
team, but their skin normally what they do like prior to it is they like practice stretching their skin with like clips and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like,
Do you watch it from like? It's not sexual to you. It's just like you're watching an act.
Yeah, it's literally just like kind of like circus performances, kind of like
Right.
Okay.
They call themselves sideshow performers.
Yeah, it kind of reminds
And
me of,
that they
like,
are.
circus, and you see them like doing flips and stuff in the air. That's
Right.
what it reminds me of, but like it's
Like
more
acrobatics.
intense. Like, yeah, that's
But
literally-
it's
like the hair one where they do the hair where like they
Yes!
swing by their hair.
one of the girls, she did the hair suspension where she literally has this little like hook through the bun in her hair, and she gets lifted up.
How does she not fall off?
No, it's like it's connected to because all your hairs are so strong.
Her hair's put in this bun, but it's tied with these like ropes and stuff, so they can put a hook through her bun. And keep it sturdy.
It's crazy.
How does her head just not go? Like
it takes like if they train like they do like light lifting before they can do like.
Yeah, this is all like they practice it all ahead of time. Like you can't just show up and like be this kind of performer.
Me in, coach, put me in.
No, that's not how it works. Yeah, you've got to do it like over. It's like training your ass for anal. Like you can't just shove Girthmaster's dick in your ass. You've got to warm up a little bit.
I've never trained for anal.
You're disgusting.
I've never.
No, I know. I mean, obviously, like
okay, look, guys, train for anal. Don't listen to me. I'm not giving advice.
But if the dick is like small, like your butthole is meant to stretch. Like if you're doing like sizely poops pretty regularly, you probably won't have to train your ass for like a medium-sized wiener.
Oh my god. Okay.
So, anyways, there are all these crazy performances. They did the hook suspension, there were dancers, and then there was the fashion show portion, which I was a part of this year, which was super cool.
Yeah, can we let's insert a photo here.
Totally. So there's me, maybe a little video of me on the runway. Estella Bathory sent me an Instagram story of this.
Such a cool person.
Totally. Love her. She sent me this story of this latex brand being like, hey, we're looking for models for Torture Garden to do the fashion show portion. And I applied and they were like, yeah, we'd love to have you. Send us your measurements, whatever. So I sent them my measurements, and then the day approached and they had an outfit for me. They were like, hey, it's not paid, but we'll give you your outfit for free and like 2 tickets.
Latex is expensive.
It's expensive. I was like, fuck
and
yeah.
And the tickets are expensive too.
100%. I was like, I'm already probably would have gone to this anyways. So I might as well just do it. So yeah, it was really fun. We did like a little practice round beforehand. I met one of my favorite drag queens ever, Utica, and Violet Chachki was DJing and Gottmik while I was on the runway, which is just crazy. So yeah, it was super fun. I like met a lot of cool people in LA that were there too.
You were with Gwen Adora.
Yeah, so I brought Gwen.
Our girl.
She was my +1. And it was originally Lydia was supposed to be my +1, and Gwen was gonna come too.
I even got an outfit. We have to go to another event so that I can wear the outfit.
We will. And it was great. So I did like my first ever like fashion runway.
Yeah.
And like very like low stakes. Like I was already like I'm comfortable in like the kink community.
What was the crowd like? Like did you see the crowd when you were walking out?
I kind of blacked out. I don't really remember.
I would have as well. I would have just done the
And it was so bright, like with all the lights on stage. But it was like a full house. Like it was pretty packed.
I remember like not last year, but 2 years ago when we went. It was pretty packed, like when people were watching. I remember looking at the suspension, almost passing out.
It was definitely more crowded the last time that we went.
Really?
But it was still a good crew for sure. Yeah. Like it was popping.
That's awesome.
And it was fun. Yeah, did a little runway, met some cool drag queens. And then I had a fun little canoodling session with one of both of our favorite porn performers, Miss Penny, Miss Penny Barber. Who is just so hot, and she's like been in the scene for so long and has done like worked for kink.com, has done like all the mainstream sites, like, and now she's kind of in her like MILF mommy era.
Love that for her.
And we've seen her at like events before in the past.
We met her at the Torture Garden like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember she was like, let's take a selfie, and I was like,
huh?
I ain't shit. Like, you're asking me for something.
We're like, you're Penny Barber. Like, and yeah, she's incredible.
Before you get into the naughty stuff, I just want to say, like, I'm super inspired by her career.
Same.
And like, she's definitely someone that I'm just like, I want to be you whenever I get older. Like, I don't know how old she is exactly, but like, she's 25.
She's 38. So she was telling me she and her husband are 38.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Peaking. Yeah. Like women in porn these days are peaking in their 30s. And that is so fucking awesome.
Like her just career trajectory and like just like things that she's created. Oh my God. I'll search certain terms on sites and like somehow she's always been in everything that I'm ever seeking out. And I just think that like her branding, like I could just hype her up for days. I think she's incredible. In 13 years, I want to be her.
Same. She like is such a mommy inspo.
Yeah.
And she does all of the like fetish stuff. Like she does clips, she shoots mainstream porn. She does it all. And
so cool. Like, and she's not limited by a category.
Absolutely.
That's what I like, is that like
she's just
she'll
hot.
do femdom, she'll do a bunch of shit. She has the like diaper stuff. Like she does like literally
everything.
I just think it's so dope.
Every kink you can imagine.
Yeah.
So, and she's a switch too. So she does sometimes she does submissive stuff. Like she's subbed for kink.com, I'm assuming. And yeah, so anyways, I've had a crush on her for a while.
Yeah.
And so I go downstairs, like I did my runway. Everyone was like, "You are so good." I was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna throw up." And I was like, okay, I like changed back into my like comfy kinky outfit. And because latex is so hot and I was sweating so much, like sensory nightmare. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna like walk around with Gwen. We're gonna like, you know, get a drink and run around and explore. And by drink, I mean a bottle of water because I don't drink. So, you know, I saw a bunch of like my friends and stuff. And we go downstairs to like the more play area. And I see Penny talking to Mistress Veronica Vixen, who is Pink Dungeon. Yeah. She's like one of
icon legend,
the doms
local
in LA.
Legend.
Yeah,
local
absolutely
legend.
Local legend. And so they're chatting. I was like, oh, I'm gonna say hi to them. So we all start talking. Then Veronica leaves, and Gwen kind of wanders away. So I'm just like talking to Penny and her husband, who I met, I think, one time in the past at maybe like a porn.
Wait, does
party.
she like openly have a husband? Like, this is something. Okay, cool.
For sure.
I never know who talks about having, you know, a partner.
You just never know. Some people are really secretive about it, and other
some people they just like have partners for 5 years.
Yeah,
and
totally, and never ever bring them up on the internet at all.
And then silently go through heartbreak. Anyways.
Yeah. So I was chatting with them. We were just like talking about stuff. I don't even remember, honestly, but I was like, these people are so sexy and they're talking to me. What the heck is going on? And so, so her husband is telling me about their safe word, his safe word for when they're playing together. And he goes, my safe word is that I have to say that I've only had sex with 2 women in my life. And he's telling me this story. He's like, Penny just likes to tease me a little bit about how, like, you know, I'd only been with one woman before I met her.
That's iconic.
I was like, that is so fucking hot.
Yeah.
That you found this man, and he was like, now, given I've had a lot of sex with that one woman, so I was pretty experienced, but it was only one person before I met Penny, and I think they've been together for like maybe he was saying like 8 or 9 years or something.
I love that.
So and they're both so hot. I was like, oh my God. I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, I'm getting lost in my thoughts. So then he was and then he comes over to me later and he's like, so Penny embarrassed me a little bit by me saying that story. Now I'm gonna embarrass her by telling you that she has a crush on you and thinks you're really attractive. And I was like, I'm sorry. Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? What do
you mean by that?
Hey, what do you mean? He was like, she just
me or the
I was like, what? Huh? No, there's a different Leila. What do you what? No, not me. And he was just like, yeah, like we both think you're really hot. And I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? What is going on, dudes? So he was like, you should go do something about it. And I was like, okay. So I go over and I was like, is this okay? And I start like caressing her and she's just like, like she's just got all like shy and she's like, oh my God. And it was so cute. I'm like, oh my, I don't, because we usually see Penny in this like dominant, like acting mommy stance. I was like, oh, you're just a little submissive little baby. And
just a baby.
I'm just a little, no, I'm just a baby. So I like caressing her. I'm like squeezing her butt. I'm like, oh, such a good butt. And we're just all like feeling on each other. I'm like kissing her neck and making her all nervous. And then he was like, I find you very attractive too, or something. I don't even know all the details of the interaction. I'm like, I'm tripping over my words right now.
Bottom line.
Oh my God. I was telling him, I was like, I just love couples. Like, I'm so bisexual that I love being with a man and a woman at the same time. She was just like, oh, they was like kissing my neck and I was making out with her and oh, it was so lovely.
I have a question because you saying the couple thing. In a threesome scenario, do you prefer being the third or do you prefer having a relationship and bringing someone into your relationship?
So, considering that I have never really been in a relationship, I always have, like, I'm poly and long distance, and I just have common partners, which is, like, essentially just, there's people in my life that I love and cherish, but we're not, like, in a committed, you know, primary partnership. So I'm usually the unicorn in the situation, which is great because they always want to spoil me. And I'm like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
So that's typically what ends up happening. But I would one day like to have a partner that wants to maybe bring somebody else in. It just hasn't happened yet, which is I'm totally fine with.
I want to like unpack those dynamics and things because I have a lot of like opinions on this stuff.
We should have a polyamory episode, or just
I can't relate because I don't even know what I am, but I would love to talk about it with you.
An unethical non-monogamous.
Here's the thing: why does everyone talk about ethical non-monogamy? What about unethical non-monogamy?
Where is that?
What about? Have you ever read The Unethical Slut?
Where is the cheating representation?
No, I'm don't.
Just kidding.
I'm a good girl.
Yeah.
I know. We're just joking, guys. Cheating is not okay.
Yeah, we agree.
So anyways,
yeah, so I was like, oh my God, dude, it's so affirming for me when hot people, conventionally hot people.
You're hot.
Like, I know I'm hot, but it's the fat girl in me that's like, oh, I need to have the sexiest, most conventionally attractive person in the room.
I get it because society tells you that doesn't happen.
Of course.
But then it happens for you time and time again.
And it's just so great every time.
I'm so happy for you. You deserve interactions like that.
I was literally saying like the other day, I was like, man, because I was thinking about like this couple that I used to be involved with, and I'm still like involved with the man, but we're kind of just like, you know, good friends now.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I just miss like being in that throuple situation.
Yeah.
And then this happened and I was like, oh, we gotta do something about that because that was so great.
I gotta change my field bio to open to couples.
Oh
right
yeah.
now.
I mean, mine has always kind of been that, but it's so hard to like find couples. Like it's two people I need to be genuinely
that I like both of them
attracted to. Like two people at the same time that also like each other and that like me is very rare. So it doesn't happen all the time, but it has happened. And it's so fun, dude. And I'm like, I just need that again. So, hey, Penny, if you're listening to this, can I come over, please?
Are you free Thursday on Thursday afternoon?
On Thursday at this time at 3:00 at my house at this address.
Thursday.
I'm free Thursday on Thursday when I'm free.
When I am free. Okay. Do we have any other topics?
I don't think so. That was kind of it.
I feel like we kind of slayed, guys.
We covered all the bases.
We had the best of times. We had the worst of times.
We talked
about fucking bees. We talked
honey
about
fuckers.
We talked about Kink. I think that we had some very important open discussions today.
Moral of the story is just be gay and do crimes and do whatever you want. Do whatever makes you happy as long as like people aren't getting hurt.
Yep.
And that's gonna be it for us. I think
our brains are okay, guys.
We're kind of fried.
Listen,
I need to eat some.
Real quick, if you're wondering why I'm just wearing a sweater and slippers, it's because I was locked out of my home and I forced my sister to switch outfits with me, but she refused to give me the full outfit and just gave me a sweater. So here's where we are right now.
That's what we're rocking with.
Yeah.
But that's going to be it for us, guys. Thanks for listening to the Redacted podcast. Make sure you are following and subscribe to our YouTube.
We have socials.
Get on that Redacted chat
Twitter.
On the socials, on Twitter and Instagram.
We have OnlyFans.
And you should subscribe to both of us.
Yes. Because why would you miss out on either one of us? We're constantly updating.
If you like this, you'll love our tits.
Oh, together, apart, all of it.
All the above.
You'll love frotting. Wait, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
All right, guys. We love you. Bye.
Thanks for listening. Bye.